Now, if you're trying to do a weight gain, and if we're going all the way up to 17, which is the farthest I'll let you go, is, so 120 times 17, 2,040 calories for your weight gain. So that's basically how much, you got to be eating, and that's kind of how that scale works. You could use it or don't. Remember, I'm not a nutritionist, so take a doctor's word over mine. You'll likely find that 11 to 17 and incorporating a training plan fixes almost all of your problems. And also, one thing that I believe is teens shouldn't have crazy ads like the social media influencers. One that's unhealthy and completely unnecessary. It leaves you hungry, angry, malnourished, and can cause eating disorders and can even reduce your growth. Also, here's a tip: not every day needs to be a dieting day. You can do it dieting like workout days, like, all right, 3 days on, 1 day off, or every day except for Sundays, or you have that one cheat day. If you want, whatever works for you, go with it. Take it at your own pace. It's very important to do that when you're starting to make changes to your life. Body fat percentage is, one, hard to find unless you go to a body scan or you have an idea of where it is your scale. And two, it's just a general idea of where you should be as a teenager. It doesn't matter until you're in your, I'd say, like 19, 20 and up. Just an idea of where you should start to be thinking about getting around would be from like 10% to, let's say, like 22%, 23%. It's just an idea, and it doesn't matter until you're older, but that's for later on in line, depending on how old you are. And don't worry if you're not in there. If you're lower or higher, that's perfectly fine. Everyone's built different. You should be able to see your results after a few months of training. For dieting, number one, you shouldn't take it too seriously and worry about every calorie. This creates eating disorders. You should focus on, instead of every single calorie, eating your body weight number in grams of protein. Now you'll find that if you weigh 120 pounds, you should eat 120 grams of protein a day, or aim for it. Just look at the back of the nutrition of everything you eat, like, oh, this is how much is in the cereal, the eggs, this yogurt, whatever, and try to hit 120, if that's you. Number two, for dieting, you should eat in your surplus or your cut for 5 to 8 weeks, definitely no more than 2 months. You have a bodybuilding show to prepare for, so you don't need to go on these really long cuts to get super lean, or these really big bulks to get super huge. You should do this healthily for 5 to 8 weeks, and you will see results. After that, you should take a break, go back to whatever your maintenance is, and reassess yourself. Obviously, continue training, and then you should realize that it's got you started and you're on a good path. You probably don't need to diet that much anymore after that, or if you do, you can for sure do it at your own leisure. If you're becoming obsessed or constantly fatigued, this needs to stop. You have to go at your own rate. Remember, I'm not a nutritionist, so take your doctor's word over mine. I'm just telling you what has worked for me in the past and what could work for you too. If you have any more questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram or comment on YouTube. That's all for today. Be strong, be healthy, and I'll see y'all next time.